Welcome back to another TEKDEP repair video. In today's edition, we'll be working on the iPhone 13. This will be a tutorial step-by-step guide on how to replace the screen without causing too much damage on the frame. Because we're operating with pry tools, so they leave like scuffs, dents, or scratches on the frame because it's only aluminum. So stay tuned for the video and we'll go through all the steps you need to take care of your clients. And this was a unit that was mailed to us, by the way, which we do offer in our website TEKDEP.com, and we also do offer extensive research on data recovery services. So we have a many tier option. If it's something that piques your interest, please check us out at TEKDEP.com. All the links below in the description, and stay tuned for the video. Okay, so the first step is to take care of those panel up screws. I highly recommend using a screw pad, a magnetic one, to make sure you don't misplace your screws. So when it comes to this, there's two ways to approach it. You want to go with the one that's more suitable, more comfortable for you. You can always put a little bit of isopropyl alcohol in here and put it into a heat mat, which we do sell on our website, by the way, if you saw any parts or tools you need for repair. Or if it's blank LCD, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't cause too much damage to the frame. You can always use a suction cup holder, whichever fits for your needs. But if you do it right with only isopropyl alcohol, you can get around it without any heat. So that's the benefit of having bad LCD. And piece of advice, be extremely transparent with your customer when you take those type of device, such as no data will ever be guaranteed. And second of all, that you can only guarantee that the touch screen will work, nothing but the touch screen. Face ID, those features that we cannot test pre-repair because it's a blank LCD, we cannot guarantee them, but what we could do is we can give you extensive software diagnostic to let you know if there's anything wrong with your device. So that way, more options erect from that aspect, and you can just pick and choose, and we can always work a deal around a bundle deal. So that's how you should approach it with the customer. You want to keep his business and be trustworthy. Okay, once it's done, you're gonna use a Triwing screwdriver. The first thing you should think of is make sure you put the position of the screen into the respective place. Some do have different length and different structures, like I forgot it was the Phillips screw for the bottom screw, which holds the metal bracket for the battery connector, and the sub LCD flex. Some of the phone comes with a digital flex as well as a sub LCD flex, and it's actually a Phillips screw extra. Those are very efficient tools. They retain the magnetic aspect of the screwdrivers, and you can switch efficiently while doing the repair. Preferably use a plastic spudger. You don't want to create any short circuits. Or you can use the same tool women likes to use for the eyebrows, but you can improvise. First thing of order is to disconnect the battery. You want to be extra cautious when it comes to that aspect. Press the power button just to make sure everything is discharged, and this is like an old trick that not a lot of people like to explore. Once it's done, do everything in order. Get rid of the outer metal bracket. Make sure you stow them away in a manner that you know which one is the upper one and which one is the lower one. This is a Triwing, this is two Triwing, inverted by the first one. Distinction between size, length, and I was slightly wrong. We're never too cautious, so always take any repair you take as a learning mistakes path. So that way you know the best way how to come around it. And I do quote Bruce Lee, I believe, said, if I'm not mistaken, this is just a tiny joke, guys, for the repair. I do not fear the technician who practice a million kicks. I fear the technician who practice the same kick a million times. Yeah, I did some variation, but it's about the same concept. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you for supporting the business. Also, make sure you can give us some feedback in the comment section so we can improve. First part of the repair is done. Now we're gonna move on into the next part. Okay, next you want to make sure to transfer the proximity sensor, although it's not necessary if the part does not come with it. Some of our parts do come with it. We do have LCD replacement, battery, charging port, flex, and any type of transistor capacitor at TEKDEP.com. If you guys can support the business, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So right now we're gonna need to like remove 3 Triwing screws and make sure we reapply it onto the new screen. Some of the screens also do come with it, but for practice I would recommend to always like get into the habit of changing it until like so you can build more confidence. For this, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of need like a little bit of heat below, just a little bit. But what we're gonna do is that we're gonna try to just use isopropyl alcohol and a tiny spudger tweezer and see how we will react. So it does do the job without using too much pressure. You want to be careful with these because they have a pointy end, so if you can switch in between. You can use a plastic card if you want to be extra careful. Once it's clear, you can switch back to the tweezer. Be very delicate. It should come out easy. Okay. We didn't even need to use the heat mat, and that is the next part that needs to be transferred here. Okay, so now we can just reapply it here. I'm gonna put the metal bracket covering the front proximity sensor. Fun fact, actually, for the iPhone 12, that is a necessary step that you cannot disregard, because back then, even the proximity sensor as well as the front face ID camera were soldered into the unique serial that comes with the motherboard. So, which means like if you change that part, it will mess up with the logic of the face ID touch. Basic 101, you need to know this for any iPhone past X generation. Okay, I would say for good practice reason, just remove the wraps. Some people, they like to keep it for warranty purposes, but here at TEKDEP, we like extra transparency. We have a 1-year warranty in our website. That's why, like, if you guys want to do mail-in repairs, we do them beyond protocol standards to make sure the customer is super satisfied. So please help us support the business so we can create more content, and it's completely for free. First thing you want to do is connect before connecting the battery. Then you're gonna reconnect the proximity sensor. We're gonna hold on to the battery at last. So start with the first metal bracket on the top. Make sure you put them back in their respective places. That's why this little magnetic grid can come very efficient. And this was a Phillips screw. And it was on the lower right bottom corner. This one is lower left, and it's a Triwing. So this one is the lower right, by the injunction of the rear camera. And these are actually OLED screens, which means the pixels light up by themselves. So you get accurate contrast, you get accurate vivacity, vibrance of the true tone colors that Apple implemented thanks to the OLED technology, or as they would call it, Super Retina display. However, when it comes to the 13, it's just still at a 60 Hertz refresh rate. That nice fluidity only came after the XDR introduction on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max, and he's been used on all their models for the iPhone 15 currently, even the budget phone. So I have to give credit for Apple to trying to implement the same quality standard for all their flagship. Well, naturally, the only difference in specs would be like RAM, memory, cameras, and all that beautiful storage, which by far I think is kind of fair in contrast to like the way they operate and how they are very secure when it comes to data, which by the way is the best form of protection. Okay, make sure it's strapped in. Now we're gonna do this. So also with like when it comes to authenticity of the screen, we do have like the screen that actually are very close to the edge, so you won't have that aftermarket effect that you should not feel. You want to make sure that the repair is done in a manner that it never happened in the first place. So that's how you want to make your customer feel. Okay, so we're gonna give this bad boy a go. So this one has been off for a very long time. So the battery is completely discharged. Usually you want to leave it for like about 20 minutes if it's completely discharged. Yep. So we're gonna have to leave it charging for a while. And let's test this guy properly after the last step, which is the most important part. Post-repair condition has to be elaborated, and you have to tell your customer so the liability doesn't fall on your shoulders. Okay, so it's a Japanese phone. Touch works. This was actually a Japanese client. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. With the help of the community, we'll always make sure to make great content. Thank you guys for supporting the business. We do also offer services such as data recovery services and mailing repair. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.